3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
All right, let's do this. 4 o'clock on a Friday. You know what time it is, an hour early. We are hitting the books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel, alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer extraordinaire, Zach Phillips. I am merely Brad Powers. Before we get to your questions, comments, concerns, a bunch of best bets, recapping what was an interesting night of football last night, at least in the colleges. Before we get to all that, let me remind everybody that Hit the Books is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel, you might have heard of them. You can start off your college football season off with a win on FanDuel because right now new customers can kick off the season with $200. That's right, $200 in bonus bets. All you got to do is just place any $5 bet and you'll get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. You can bet them on spreads, live bets, overs, unders, so much more. Obviously, FanDuel, continues to be the opener when it comes to pretty much anything in college football. I see the FCS market was up extra early this week. You reminded me of that, Knish. What you need to do at FanDuel is just visit FanDuel.com/hitthebooks to download America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com/hitthebooks. Disclaimer: you must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with the Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE New York or text HOPE New York in New York. Knish, doing it an extra early. I see you got a little bit of a different backdrop there.
Well, yeah, hey, you know what? A little tropical theme out here. Still warm in the great Midwest, baby. Tropical day, tropical theme, and need some heat to get back on track here. So hopefully, we got a few best bets today. Get it back for the weekend. So I am excited for the college football weekend. This what we got setting up here.
Yeah. I am too. It's much more from a fan perspective. You got bigger matchups, obviously 3 ranked on ranked matchups, and a lot of line movement back and forth all week. It'll be interesting. We'll dive into a bunch of them, but we're going to lead this off with a super chat. And the super of super chats, I must say, Christoph Harper, $99.99. My goodness.
Zach, I tell you what, Zach's going to be having himself, an extra Labatt this weekend with, whatever girl he's dating nowadays.
Yeah, he might be going to Applebee's with your buddy Dan Campbell, who's got to move out of his house because of fans like you after the Tampa Bay disaster.
Hey, win the games, you wouldn't have to move.
Unbelievable. You do remember what it was like there under Matt Millen.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
But that's what we strive for, excellence here in the Detroit community. So listen, no stone unturned, baby. Hey, you got to win that. Got to win those games if you want us not to harass you.
Well, Christoph is wondering about the Colorado State game against UTEP. Colorado State -9 thoughts. Also wild how efficient the market is getting by midweek. Let's say Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, it's efficient, quick, but then a lot of think you're like, I'll never see that line again. It's gone. And then it comes back around Thursday and Friday. So it's a very different market than ever before, in my opinion. I want your thoughts on that. As far as Colorado State -9, I have made that bet this week. It was just a pure numbers bet. I got to be honest, though, I'm not wild about it now. I mean, I'm not playing back any UTEP, but I did play Colorado State. I just, with Horton out, with them off of a big game against Colorado. I'm not wild about it. I don't know what to make of UTEP yet. Obviously, it hasn't been a good start to Scotty Walden there. But where are you at on this game? My favorite bet, I bet the under on the game.
I think that, I would agree with you that of the available sides, that was probably the only one that I think was attractive. And I want to give you, just a little bit more on the meat on the bone for paying for Zach's whole weekend and that. But it at 10, it would be a UTEP for me. I'm really down on. I mean, we were way down on Colorado State in the summer. I'll be honest with you. It's even a little worse than I kind of thought, especially with Troy Hort. I mean, if their best player by a mile, who's banged up, he's obviously not going to go this weekend. One of those lingering things, I don't know how long it's going to take him to get. Usually like a hamstring, that type of thing is going to take you weeks to get right. Usually keeps flaring up. Again, UTEP hasn't been super impressive. It would be, it's not in the money line round robin today, but I know some people that threw UTEP in theirs as a team that, a game, high variance game could go either way. It would be more of a Colorado State fade for me. And just thinking that against any, buddy with a pulse here, that they probably shouldn't be upwards of 10. So if I got a 10, it'd be UTEP. Otherwise, wouldn't be too interested.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I do think it's a high variance game. So I agree with the little bit of the money line if you're looking for UTEP. Nick Losi, the quarterback, has not gotten any better. Hasn't cleaned up
$600,000 man.
Yeah.
He sucks.
I think the coach should be on the hot seat. Just saying.
I agree with
He's
you.
the highest paid coach in the Mountain West. To do what? Barry Odom comes in at UNLV, wins immediately. I mean, how many years he needed this guy? I just not a fan.
I think they're worse too. I think they're worse rendition of the team. And maybe they
haven't gotten any better.
No, and
I don't know of any. Look, we've had our fair share of losers on this show, but I'm not sure anyone was was banging on Colorado State but us over the summer.
I can, in the old school college football, you would think it's Norvell, it's year 3. They lost the most of their good players, like a lot of their defensive players and depth over the summer is gone. And so now your best player gets hurt. What do you have left?
Yeah, not much. But what we do have much is that $99.99 super chat. So we appreciate that $100, Christoph, and Zach appreciates it. He's gonna have a Labatt's Blue. I don't know what the hell you drink up there anymore. You're close to it. You're right across the river there.
Yeah, well, I'm close to it. They won't let me swim across, and they won't even give me the pro lines anymore. So I don't know.
Keep it simple, boys. Keep it simple.
So it's simple.
Guinness.
What is it?
Guinness. That's what I drink.
Guinness isn't Canadian.
Guinness, that's not Canadian. What the hell?
I'm not drinking Canadian beers. Like Molson Canadian, that's one. They're the breweries right around the corner from us.
All right.
I don't know.
Guinness. The guy's waving a Leafs flag everywhere he goes.
When he comes on with Guinness. What the
hell? Not going like
that's across an entire ocean.
Keep it
yeah, he's an Irishman. That's what you're missing. I see what you did.
Wow,
there.
he's going on brand. He's going he's total lifestyle.
I'm all in.
Consuming the Irish culture.
A Guinness with Riley Leonard.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Let's get to the questions. Again, we appreciate that. Again, can't thank you enough, Christoph. Brian Henning, what do you think of Coastal plus 3.5 Virginia? Where you at on that one? I bet Coastal on the open, just playing a number. It was 5 at the time. I understand why there was some buyback on Virginia. I ain't got a bet right now at the current numbers.
I mean, at flat, I did fill some money line in flat 3 this week for some guys I bet with. But again, we're at the current, I think pretty much it's painted 3.5 everywhere. There might be a smattering of a juice 3 out there in the land somewhere. That'd be the only side for me. Again, it's so thin, wouldn't play. Can't do it at 3.5. So at 3, it would be a Virginia for me, but couldn't get there at 3.5. This total has done a little bit of. Did you do anything with the total?
No, it's down a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it came down. I know some people on both sides of this one. So
I didn't touch the total.
Yeah, I haven't gotten involved at 53.5 now. Though I'd lean on the over.
Fair enough. I'll say this: if you're looking to bet Coastal, I might wait because the last 2 weeks on game day, I would say Virginia's gotten as much money as anybody in the country. They flipped from dog to favorite against both Wake Forest and Maryland. So might get a better number tomorrow on that one. I think you can get a 4 or more there when it's all said and done. Charles, who is always one of the first in the chat in the comments, he says he came here to know the answer to all of life's biggest mysteries. What is Joey Knish buying when Orgy wins the Heisman? What's BP's going to do if his 19 points of CLV loses in the biggest Cam Rising in or out? He's covering a lot there. So the first one is the Michigan USC game on both fronts. You've had a week of practice, a week of, what's her name? Angelique Shingales reports down in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Is she still covering the team?
She does. She's one of the on the Michigan beat.
There's a bunch. I'm trying to think. A lot. Sam Webb.
Sam Webb's always my favorite, but
okay. Where are you at on USC Michigan and Alex Orgy, and then we'll get to the Cam Rising news.
I mean, the number is keeps coming down. And
are you a part of it? Are you go blue?
No, you know what? I said at 7 I would play it. Didn't get the 7s, and now I just missed the boat. And you got to be. That's one of those. Listen, that's the discipline of the business. I missed the boat. Getting a little greedy. I'm not going to jump on it now. With that,
jump on it now. I'm ready to fight on if it keeps getting lower.
I mean, I know you've got a great USC position. I've got some not as good, but USC positions on this one from game of year lines. I wouldn't be looking to add just personally. My recommendation would be if it got towards 3, which I don't think it'll get all the way down there. Then I'd lean that way.
4 now.
Yeah, I mean it's getting close, but here's the fundamental issue. I don't believe that they're going to come out with an offense that maximizes the Orgy skill set. And if they do, and they prove me wrong, and they win it, go, God bless Michigan, man. I'll come on the show and root them on. But you can't tell me that was the plan the whole offseason, and he ended up going with Davis Warren, who's like a broke boys game manager to start the year, and now we're going to go to Orgy, and that's going to fix everything because we're going to do the offense we should have done in a week. We're going to I think it's just going to be the standard Michigan offense with a new guy who's not going to be able to execute it. So I loved the under. I love the 10 gave out the under. We talked about it for you. I like the under.
Are we doing under 44.5?
You like it still at that number?
No, remember, I am Mr. Negative CLV this week. I'm leaving it up to you. I'm just asking you under 44.5.
I really pass on it. If it was if
Isn't
it was 45, I'd say,
I
got a few in the chamber, so I'm not going to rush it up. If it was 45, I'd say yes.
All right. Oh no, he gave it out 46 and a half. 10 was all over that one.
Then I'd fire.
All right. Fair enough. I'll tell you, the old tout service is if it drops to 3, tout service is giving out SC. I think they outcoach Michigan. I'm going to tell you, Michigan's going to have to change coordinators at the end of this year to help out Sharon.
I agree with you.
You need an experienced college coordinator, and you need the same on the defensive coordinator too. OC and DC. He needs different guys there to help him out. The guys he's got right there ain't not good enough. Cam Rising. As the world turns, in, out, in, out, in, out. Where's he at? Is he going to play or not?
The other night, so the blue horseshoe late. It all started with the blue horseshoe, right?
Yeah, it did.
Last night, where he gives out Oklahoma State, and then people are like, what's he know? He's giving it out this late at night. I said, this is a guy that gave out a CFL play, not info related, at 4 a.m. So yeah. I'm not thinking the blue horseshoe has this, great pipeline into, Utah program that he's sending it out. And then people are telling me he didn't practice. Other people are telling me he did practice. And not like randos, like people I talk to all the time trusted it. So gun to my head, I think he goes. How healthy is he? Can he throw the ball with the throwing hand? I don't know. But gun to my head, I think he's playing. Do I trust anything that comes out of that program and winning it?
No. I haven't bet it. I'm not a part of the back and forth. I just sat back. I'd be more interested in the Oklahoma State side if he gets ruled in, and if it were to, I don't think it'll get there, but I would be hoping for a 3 on Oklahoma State. Other than that, no interest. Did you do anything with the total?
No. You know what? When there was questionable. I'll be honest with you. I'm on both sides of this game. Just
so you did play the game. So we got 2.5 on both sides.
I was like, it's basically just information trading because I had some Utah early in the week. Then the panic alarms start firing. I come back on some Oklahoma State. Took some under when the news is coming out. Then it's like, oh, he's playing. Took some. So I don't know. I'm hoping.
What you're telling me is you wish you could go back to 1995 and that this game would be a tie.
Yeah. Yes. I need like a 1-point victory either way.
Okay. I don't think you're alone. I think there's a lot of people in that same boat. So I'll be rooting for that for everyone. So, I mean, anything against the sports book. Bert Brownie's in the chat. Happy Friday, fellas. Right back at you, Bert. Let's hear some thoughts about the Illinois Brasky tilt tonight.
This has got a lot of back and forth.
Back and forth. That is the market this year. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's a lot of Illinois money. Today looks like Nebraska money coming back. I lean more towards the Illinois. It would definitely be a go for me at 10. Where are you at here?
What's your macro thoughts on just that in general? Because you mentioned it a little bit, a few minutes ago, and then I thought of it seems like in a lot of games now, especially after after the initial open happened, it's just bounce back and forth between key numbers. Every game, like every game, there's a move, there's a back move, there's a move, there's a back, and there's no more like, and this could be just the efficiency of the market in 2024. But you get a 7, it gets close to 7, it goes back to 10, it gets close to 10, it goes back to 7. It's just this seesaw in this is very small margin of 1.5 to 2 points.
It's happening not just in this game, across the board. And I wonder, the Friday moves, let's pay attention. I mean, if you really follow them, it just looks like they're picking off anything around a key number. That's, if it's 10.5, they're taking the dog. If it's 9.5, they're laying the favorite. I don't know. I told someone, I'm like, yeah, if I'm super confident on a play, I'll fire early. But I'm wondering if you could just wait till later. I never would have said this in a few years. The market's getting so efficient. I just wait around. I mean, sooner or later, you're probably going to end up getting the number you want on the game just because it's wild swings it back and forth. I'm waiting for 10 here. Yeah. Where you at on this game?
No, this is right on brand. It was a game at 7. I was looking for Nebraska. I think someone tried to really push to get it there. And I think there was some maybe juice 7s is as close as it got. And then now it's back to 9.5. I agree. It's kind of a lay 7 by 10 type of thing. So I don't have a super strong opinion on this one.
Me neither. I think I'm not wild about either team. They're both in the AP top 25. They're not in mine, especially Illinois. We'll learn a lot because I'm not totally buying their big wins, the one over Kansas for Illinois and the one over to Colorado for Nebraska. So I'm looking for a slugfest. Obviously, under was the play, not at the current number. Let's keep it rolling. More Big Ten West here, or the division formerly known as the Big Ten West. Patrick, hey guys, happy Friday! Able to get Minnesota +3. What do we think? We're taking. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
Son of a bitch.
The anti-Iowa show here. So
I missed the 3. It got to 3 and it got bought up real quick.
It lasted about a day.
Yeah, maybe Joey K is a little too slow.
If he still got the 3, take the 3.
Yep.
That was a move today. The doctor had that one today. He's been pretty good. So 3. Honestly, though, it'd be another game where I'd love 3.5. I'd lay 2.5 type of thing. That's all this is, it feels like this year. We got another super chat. Adam with a super chat. At what temperature Fahrenheit? This isn't.
I love you had to clarify
forward progress. Does it become okay to throw on that first Saturday pot of chili? Lingering summer in the Southwest U.S. Am I chasing if I throw on a pot tomorrow? You would be more. You're more in the neck of the woods for that.
Well, he's even in the Southwest. I mean, it's 80 plus here in the Midwest. He's in the Southwest. Adam, I tell you what. Patience is a virtue, my man. And I'll tell you, you wait a little bit. I know you want that chili. I know you want it bad. You let it marinate a little bit. Maybe season some meat and put it away in the freezer. Something where you can store a little dry rub on there. Something that takes a few weeks to cure. I don't really know. I don't cook, but I don't know that. And the second it gets a little brisk, it hits that 65 or something. Especially in the Southwest, it hits 60. People are acting like if you're in Antarctica. Then you throw that chili on the pot. Throw a little extra sauce in there. Then you'll be loving it. If you make the chili while it's still a little too hot, it's hot outside, you're sweating it. No. Yeah, you got it. Just wait it out. You know it's coming. Just be patient, my man. You'll enjoy it more when it's a little bit more brisk.
The more I think about it, I think it's okay to do it Saturday. I'm here. I'm in the South. It depends. I'm in Vegas. So
when's the last time you made chili in Vegas?
Never.
No,
I never. If you're into that sort of thing, I haven't ate it since I got my mom's homemade back in the day. So I just never felt like eating chili here. But it has been unseasonably chilly. I have so much. I'm wearing long sleeves here.
You got a zip up on.
Yeah. It's the lows in the morning have been like 68, 69. So fall is here. After our hottest summer ever on record. No exaggeration. Hottest summer ever. That was an interesting super chat. I know in your neck of the woods, late September, I know it's been warmer there, late September, October. Oh, there's nothing better than some chili on a Saturday afternoon. Another super chat, Mr. DBest123. Thank you for the $1 there. Wonder if Zach, do you still get them dollar shots? When I was in college, we used to have like 50 cent Thursday nights at the yeah. It wasn't like a big draft, but it was like little
DG Thursday night shooters for 50 cents.
Yeah, you'd buy a tray of them. We were drinking. I can tell you that. Back in the day.
What was this question for the Zach Bullet? Put it out. I'm going to bet Syracuse and come back on bet Stanford at a barrel line. Well, Mickey D, I mean, you hope it works out that way. I have some Syracuse in this game too. Yeah. That's one of those, you know what? If they get out to a good start, score a couple of early you want to come in some Stanford live, then yeah, but it doesn't always work out that way, baby. Someday, you get an early turnover Stanford touchdown, and now that that plan is up in smoke. But I laid a little Syracuse here, nothing crazy.
Yeah, I played a little Stanford in the game. So, but again, numbers with a double digit next to it. Current number, I lean over, honestly. I like what I've seen from McCord. I like their weapons at the skill position. I think Stanford is certainly more offensive driven. So over for me. Don't have to worry about weather or anything inside the dome. Over. That would be my preference. That's what I gave out as the lean of the night to the tout clients. Rolling through here. A ton here. Sorry. Teeks. Lean best bet pass, aka FMK short favorites edition. Auburn, Tulane, TCU.
I like this.
I thought it was MKF, wasn't it? Isn't it? Is it FMK?
Well, yeah, he got the nomenclature mixed up. But,
okay. What threw me a little bit. Where are you at? I originally bet Auburn. I would say Arkansas is probably the sharpest play of the week. Would you agree with that? Everyone's lining up on Arkansas there. We like TCU out of the bunch.
Yeah.
In fact, that's best bet. TCU Moneyline was the best bet on Monday.
Yeah, I agree. I would bet TCU, would probably lean Tulane and pass on Auburn.
I still lean Auburn, especially at the current number, 2.5. But I will say multiple groups with influence love them Razorbacks. I don't. I'm not buying them. Jimmy S., are we sure Virginia Tech doesn't stink? Like Rutgers getting over 3 with a great run game defense should travel well. Also coaching edge. Well, 3-letter service loves Rutgers. Been one-way action all week. I would be interested in Virginia Tech at 3. I didn't play Rutgers. Are you part of the Rutgers money?
Yeah, I played some Rutgers earlier.
What have you seen, though? Who have they played?
I mean, even listen.
Caliac Manis, come on.
I know we're gonna go back to the offseason Caliac Manis thing. Has it? I like. Here's what I'll say. I think Virginia Tech has come in under expectation, and that would be my of the two teams here. I think Rutgers is a little bit what we thought they'd be. They have a very good roster with a very below average quarterback that probably puts a ceiling on what they can do in the season and in any game offensively. Virginia Tech, I thought would be significantly better this year, and it doesn't seem to play out that way. A loss to Vandy, a game against Marshall, who sucks, and Old Dominion, who I don't think is none of those games inspired a ton of confidence in me to think that Virginia Tech is the team that I thought they would be coming into the season. So I played some Rutgers. I think it was 4.5 or something. At 3.5, I'd still lean that way.
There you go. Yep, 3.5. I would bet Virginia Tech at 3. That's where I'm at. Zach Bowman, ready for a bounce back weekend? We hope so, because last week wasn't fun. Why do I want to take Big Blue tomorrow? Let's hear it, Knish. Big Blue as in the Mason Blue?
Well, I mean, it
could be Big Blue Kentucky. Could be Dodger Blue.
Yeah, I'd rather give you the, I mean, I'd probably rather take Kentucky than Big Blue. Zach, I think well, I'm going to tell you, numbers matter. We always tell you on this show, and you're kind of late. We're late to the party if you want to bet Michigan. It was 6.5 for most of the week, then down to 6 and down to 5 and down to 4 at some places now. So I would wait to get involved live. That would be my bet. If you can give Michigan over a time, also see what they're doing on off. I want to see if I'm going to believe Michigan can compete and win this game. The offense better look different. If Alex Orji is under center trying to drop back and throw slants, I'm out. I'm out on the season.
You're out on the season.
Then we might be going 5-7. So, yeah. I mean, I'll let you know.
Did I see their win totals like at 7 right now?
Yeah, it's like I saw some 7.5. So yeah, that's what I was looking. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll know a lot more tomorrow. I wish that game was at noon so we could do a halftime. I could tell you that. But
yeah, what game are we doing?
What game are we doing at noon tomorrow? You know what? Did Moretto send that message or did Phillips? Because I try and ignore whatever Moretto sends. But if Zach sent that, then I apologize.
You want to do a noon game, right?
Yeah, the noon slate is not that.
It's garbage.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Do NC State Clemson?
Yeah.
Or Kansas West Virginia. I think Kansas West Virginia is a good game. What one? We'll do one there. We'll give it to the end of the show. We'll tease it. End of the show. You make it. You make the call.
All right.
On that. I'm not. We're not going to do the big noon kickoff. Marshall, Ohio State. I'm not watching that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm
not watching. What I will be. This is a game probably be on one of my TVs tomorrow. Georgia Tech, Louisville. Carter's asking Georgia Tech plus 10.5. Louisville hasn't played anyone yet. Think they might be looking ahead at that Notre Dame game next week. Yeah, I hear you, but I'm actually on the other side. I like Louisville. Reason being, they're off a bye, so I hope they're not looking ahead when they had a bye last week. And man, Georgia Tech's already playing their 5th straight game.
Mm-hmm.
Louisville for me, especially. I think it's like 10 now.
Yeah,
we can pull up FanDuel. Oh no, 10.5. Never mind. I thought it was 10 today. I thought it moved back to 10.
There's some 10s out there. Okay. Even some cheap 10s.
Moretto says the Marshall game. What does he want to keep talent or not? I mean, you want to watch that game?
No, that's the one. I think Zach's saying that's the one he suggested. The worst game on the slate. That's what Moretto,
the biggest point spread,
the C level wants us.
That's
to
what
do.
People are going to tune in for when Ohio State's up 35-0. Are they going to take out the starters? How much is Julian Sang going to play? Come on, we'll do. We'll let you decide.
All right. But no, I mean, I'm with you. I think kind of Louisville's really good. And I didn't think they would kind of carry it over year to year. I'm higher on them than I was to start the season. And this Georgia Tech, it's been a blender. You know what? And maybe it's too early to factor that in, but 5 straight weeks, third roadie and an international trip made in there versus a team that's played, a couple cupcakes and a bye. I think Louisville is a good spot. Again, I don't try to do too much on the spot, but I listen. I think -10 or better is good.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree with that. I like Louisville. I don't want them to be too good this week, if you catch my drift, for next week's game. Well, I think you've already bet the game.
Yeah, I did.
So just, you can look at the schedule. I'm just saying, I don't want Louisville to go out and beat Georgia Tech by 5 touchdowns. Then we're not going to get enough value next week. I like Louisville outright next week. They're going to be an underdog. Schuyler, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. More questions. Man, this Michigan USC game is going to get a hell of a rating, judging by our chat. We've pretty much said about the move here. Jaden Davis this season, are we going to see him or no?
Nope. Part of the deal, him coming to Michigan, was he would redshirt his freshman year because he's really skinny. They wanted him to go through a year of the weight program. His dad was in on it, and he didn't want to be thrown out there like because they didn't have anybody. If he won the job or something, they would do it. So no, they're keeping him on ice all year. They're going to roll with Orgy. Tuttle, I don't fucking know. I think supposedly it's a pain tolerance thing. If they get, I think in a pinch, could he go out there? Maybe. I don't think he can really practice. And the program's like, if you don't practice, you don't play type of thing. That was the thing under Harbaugh, which they've kept. So,
boy, they miss Mr. Harbaugh.
Yeah. Oh boy, I tell you, I'm watching Chargers games, with a box of Kleenex next to me. So yeah, they miss him bad already. So
what's going on with that one? Herbert not going to play?
I don't know. Just a random high ankle sprain that came up out of nowhere. So
my God, there goes my teaser on them. What the hell? What a mess. Similar, Brandon. Yep, we kind of handled the Cam Rising thing. It's been going on for years, though. People even forget 2 years ago. Not obviously last year was an entire debacle, but 2 years ago, remember that Friday night game against Washington State? I mean, market had no idea. Just all of a sudden, 5 minutes before kickoff, he's a scratch. Unbelievable. Bert, yeah, we talked about the Illinois Nebraska game. Just back and forth there, like most of the games. RW fan 23 thoughts on Tulsa plus 3.5. Yeah, I'm with you on that. On that number, I am.
Yep, I agree. I think
is it 3.5? Let's check FanDuel.
Oh yeah, what do we got? I bet it's going to be a 2.5. But if it's a 3.5, we're locking it.
There we go.
There we go.
Boom.
There we go.
Best bet.
First one of the day, baby. Yeah. I mean, listen. 10 gave out, I think, 3 on Tulsa. I like 3 on Tulsa. I think Tulsa's significantly improved, and La Tech sucks. I mean, they're just, I don't think there's much between these teams, to be honest with you. And listen, I know look, they were up on NC State for a half there. But NC State looks absolutely miserable. So, yeah, I just think Tulsa's better than what I thought coming into the year. And again, they went to Oklahoma State, was a little above their level. They got trucked, but now give me 3.5.
Our chat is, obviously pull behind the curtain. Zach stars a bunch of he pulls like the stuff, so I don't have to sift through. I can't believe how live our comment section is. I just scrolling. Holy cow, there's hundreds. So I feel bad for those of you that don't get them asked. My goodness. We appreciate everyone that's watching. Charles, also in the chat, any conference futures we've been eyeing? Mr. Sun Devil 75-1, Indiana 30-1 to make the playoffs. Where you at on those?
I don't
think they're terrible.
The Arizona State one I can get behind. I don't think they win, but I mean, I don't mind it, especially at that price. The Indiana to make the playoff is a no for me. Like, I'm just
really. Have you seen the schedule? Dog in one game. I will say that the negative is they will not get the benefit of the doubt if they're 10-2. I think they got to go 11.
No, they won't. And I mean, this is a team that's played FIU, one of the 5 worst teams in FBS, Western Illinois, maybe the worst team in FCS, and a UCLA team that's an absolute corpse. And now they get another cupcake in Charlotte. So I agree. The schedule is pretty light, but
I think there's going to be an opportunity to play against them coming up. Market loves Indiana. I hope they kill Charlotte. Charlotte's playing a 3rd-string quarterback. There's going to be an opportunity in an upcoming week.
Played a little Charlotte this week, so
Oh, you're gonna trust in Trexler Ivy.
He's better than the true freshman they had in there.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean,
I don't think Biff is going to be there long. I think this is it for him.
I tell you what, maybe you should come back to Michigan, Biff, because I mean, I don't know what I mean. I agree, it's not going well.
Chris in the chat, did we do anything in A&M BG? You like BG, I like A&M. Did we go head to head here?
Did we go? I mean, I played.
We went head to head a bunch of games on Monday.
Yeah,
if you missed Monday's show.
Pull up the head to head. I bet some BG, but at a number you can't get anymore. It's like 24.5. So, to be honest, like where we got in the head to head, the UL.
You got Utah. Holy cow! I got Oklahoma State. There we go.
James
there.
Madison. Utah.
Yeah.
Utah. I don't know. Well, I'll let you know before game time. FAU.
You want to go head to head here? Let's pull up FanDuel on this one. I like A&M.
I'm going 4-1 this week in those.
4-1. Also, you're done. You don't want to go any more head to head.
No, not
some money kept coming in on BG. I thought I was going to get 21.
I understand it. Best team in the MAC in a decade. So, but I can't. Listen. I'll be honest with you. It was a 24-0 buy for me on this game, and I was able to get it early, and I wasn't going under that. I wouldn't even play it at 23.
Yeah, I made it 24, so I laid 22. Come on, BG's last game. I know they almost beat Penn State, but they're catching 35. I think we bet above 35 in that one. Yeah. On a neutral field, Penn State laying almost 2 touchdowns. I mean, 12 or 13 against A&M. You're betting A&M. I know. I don't think the value with BG was on the Penn State game. Matt, thoughts on LSU to cover? I love LSU. Market hates the pick. It's moved against us big time. I apologize. Gave out a really bad number. It's embarrassing for me, but I like LSU.
I mean, I could only, especially at where it's at current. I know the UCLA's money's coming hot and heavy, but
why though? Why? The Hawaii game has not aged well at all. I mean, you can start.
Know. I mean,
Delaware State lost to Wagner as a 10-point favorite. So I mean, Hawaii might be really, really bad. And UCLA almost lost to Hawaii.
I know. I mean,
and Indiana, Indiana killed them. We just got done saying we don't know how Indiana's good. How good though? FIU gave Indiana a better game.
I mean, this is if you're
FIU gave Indiana had score late to get to that one to 31-7, I think.
Yeah. They gave back this weekend too, who was one of their better receivers. So I don't know. I mean, this is the bottom of the market though on LSU. Like there's 20. I know. There's 20. There's some 21s.
There's a lot of anti-LSU in the market. I get it, but I think they turned their season around last week. They found a running back, that freshman running back. Hell, man, they're on the road. They're down 17. They outscored South Carolina by 20 points in the final 40 minutes of that game. South Carolina is far superior to UCLA. I know you don't want to do all. I mean, whatever. It screams 42-14 to me. Matt, BYU +7 with Kansas State off an ISO spot against Arizona. Revenge game against Oklahoma State on deck. Where you at here?
I like it. I like it. I'm on the Cougs at 7. So, what's current on that one, Zach?
6.5.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You want that 7?
Yeah, you do. And there are some around, so I figured FanDuel will be at the 6.5. Yeah. Yeah. So we can't lock it in for the bet, but there's some 7s out there. If you have a 7, I bet the 7.
Bob asked about Houston +3.5. Well, Bob, we gave out Houston on the Monday show. 4.5.
Yeah,
I believe.
I mean, I like that play where we're sitting.
Is that part of the money? Keep in mind, we'll tease a little bit for the next 20 minutes from now. Is that part of the money line? Has that got a shot to be in there or no? It's
maybe got a shot. We'll have to see. But there was some, there was some, and especially after last week where now, of course, I go cheap on the money lines last week. I should have could have had an 800 to 1 if I would have put a couple of teams in last week that won out, right? But yeah, I mean, I think we're getting the better team. We broke this one down a lot more on Monday, but I think we're getting the better team. Even at 3.5, to me, I wouldn't be interested in Cincinnati unless this got closer to a round pick.
Charles, wow. This you want to know why it's tough to beat the market? Look at this. Weather brewing in the Southeast next week. For openers, will you pass on those games with uncertainty or still fire away? I don't even think about it, really.
Chuck, I think weather a week out is so dicey. Like you got the only thing I would say is if a big hurricane type thing is coming, maybe you play unders early with the thought that people are just going to overreact to it and play back later.
Yeah.
Or just
totally
play back
agree
later.
with that.
You're right. Like, because most of this weather stuff, not like the whole lightning strike thing and the moving of game times has kind of made it where like they don't really play in horrible conditions anymore.
No, they don't. Unless it's like a known hurricane with a known path, then I'll do it. Even then, I mean, I kind of prefer 4 or 5 days probably in advance instead of 7. I've been down there that road several years ago when I'm just looking for winners and just want to blindly bet and stuff. I don't do that anymore. It could be very hit or miss. Corporate Knish, Scott says it's time for that.
Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll wear a suit next week to the show. Office suit here. So
you got a hard
I
out.
Like that idea. You keep those hashtags coming.
Do you have a hard out at 5?
No, we can go a little long.
All right, making sure. We want to get to that money line round robin. What do you think of Texas to win the SEC? I'm not there yet. I still think there's a lot of good freaking teams in the SEC.
Yeah, I tell you, like, I agree with you. You know what? Because I was looking at a few weeks ago, like, do I want to add some Tennessee or some Missouri? And it's just like, there's so many I think this is the first. I mean, how many years in the SEC do you think that legitimately like 6 teams can win it? Like Georgia, Texas, Bama, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Missouri, I think can all win the conference.
I don't know. It's a new day and age.
It's a new day. So I don't want to lay 260 when I think 6 teams can legitimately win it. So.
Yeah. I agree.
I just think the price is too short. Do I think Texas maybe? I mean, could you make a little argument that Texas should be a slight favorite at the moment over Georgia? Maybe, but I don't want to bet 260.
DDH3, thoughts on Central Michigan minus 6.5 this week. 2 misleading scores 2 weeks in a row. Not fully baked on the line. Where are you at on that one? I'm going to attack this game, but more in the derivative market. Not widely available.
I don't know. Central Michigan, I've got people DMing me the quarterback's on the take.
Is that why there's
like more than
is
one
that
person?
Joking or is that why there's
no? I honestly I don't know because it came from those people who didn't know each other. So, do I think that's like Occam's razor? Do I think that's real? No, but I mean, there's been some weird market moves with Central Michigan this year.
There has been.
So unless I got a real strong opinion, the old Doyle Brunson line. If you can't spot the sucker at the table, baby, then you're gonna. If I don't know the info that's moving these central lines, I'm staying away. You get up from the table and you walk away. So
I'm not going to get involved in the derivative market now, just because of what you said. Worries me. I think Ball State's defense is horrific.
Listen, under a TD, normal circumstances, I would bet some Central. And people have bet. I mean, the line's up a little bit. Yeah. So
I bet Central last week. Look what happened. They made sure that game fell right on 21, didn't they? So it worries me. Charles in the chat, Joey Props, give us a Arch same game parlay, baby.
Oh, the old Arch SGP.
We're head to head on that game. I'm Mr. Arch Manning this week. He hates Arch this week.
FanDuel has a Zach. See if you've got this in your Ontario one. They've got an Arch Manning tab. Like he's got his own tab for the games. Is like games, win totals, like conferences. They got an Arch Manning tab.
Oh my God.
Maybe not in Ontario because Canadian people don't know what college football is, but yeah, here I got an Arch Manning tab for the Michigan layout. Boy, I tell you, that passing yards 292 is that's
rich. A little steep, isn't it?
That's a little steep. You know what? If I was I would I think I don't know how much late. You know what's I don't have it because does Arch get more time because they want to? You know what?
That's the whole question.
You know, like because
They
it's
pull
I
him or
think
do they
they're going
play
to go
him?
back to Ewers.
Yeah.
You know, when he's and I think it's going to be next week. So do they give him 3.5 quarters in this one to just run it up? So,
And that's ultimately where you land on the spread, how much Arch plays.
yeah, for sure.
So, I'm interested in some Joey props. Any from your boy franchise or
I
your
got it.
stuff
Let me
originate? Oh wow, look
come
at
back
that.
to me
That's
in a few
unbelievable.
minutes here. Let me see the line. But you know what I did bet this week? I hope the 10th's watching. I took some Ewers Heisman 20-1. What do you think about
Ewers?
that? Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's back next week and he's going to be chalk.
I don't know.
Oh,
You really think so? Yeah. 20.
No,
Where'd you
it's
get it? 20-1?
yeah.
All right. I can see that. We'll have to take this one. I'll be asking you some questions where you got that. Yeah, it makes I shouldn't be hedging yet though, but that's the only guy I don't have at the top.
I didn't have him either. And again, now if this is a 3-week injury and I'm wrong, it's dead. So
yeah,
they said it's late, and so we'll see.
21's a pretty good price, so it's all number dependent. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I think you did good there. Good job. Tip of the hat.
Guy, I need to talk. Guy, we didn't go out of that. Memphis Navy. Where you at?
I wanted to bet Navy. Numbers matter. I don't have the right number. I'm on Memphis on the power ratings. I haven't bet it yet, but old school 1998 handicapping says Navy, but I mean the number is not there. So I mean I would lean Memphis. I'm going to tell you, Memphis. I watched the Memphis Florida State game. There's a little more to something to this Memphis team this year. I mean they're using play action. It's not gimmicky. I mean they're using play action of the tight ends. They're playing defense. I think most Memphis teams in the last 4 or 5 years, I'd say, yep, Navy live to win it.
Yep.
Not this year's Memphis team. So I'm leaning Memphis. Where you at?
Me too. Give me a best bet, baby. Under 10.
Wow, there you go. Strong. Super strong.
Okay, listen, there's better, like you can get a little bit better price out there. So we always say shop around, but under 10 was the number I was looking for, and I played some under 10 this week. So there's some guys who I bet, chat. There's some guys I'm in group chat with. They all like Navy at over 10. But I think this Navy team sucks. This one's like the spot. I think this Navy team sucks. And it's a Memphis team that I agree. They're feistier on defense. Some of their defensive metrics, especially on the run, are the best they've been since I don't even know when. And I think the offense got more juice. I think these teams are like way, in terms of talent, the separation here is too much for me. So I know this is like a spot. Great. Big victory over Florida State. Navy's, a couple cupcakes here. Fuck the spot. Give me the Tigers.
Spots wise, 9.5. I mean, that's already priced in. Come on, folks. I mean, I was looking to bet Navy. Yeah, like 13 or 14. It never was there. Freeze in the chat. No relation to Hugh, I don't think. I wouldn't be shocked to see Miami beat South Florida by 30. Also wouldn't be shocked if they went in the 4 tied at 17. Well, I'd be shocked at that. That's a little low scoring there. Where do you see this game landing? I'm more on the dog. That's just where I'm at here.
Yeah, I leaned that way. I do know some guys, some strict numbers guys, model guys that bet Miami once it got to like some cheap 17. So I think I think some of the model S&P
17, fire them. They could have bet 16.5 for a day.
Yeah, there was some. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Fire them people.
So I mean, I think some of this is a little bit of a like UCLA, LSU type of thing where the numbers had UCLA much lower, but what you've seen so far in the season says it should be higher. This one, your model stuff is going to have, I think, Miami a little higher. What you've seen so far, I think I would lean South Florida as well at 17 or better. I would not play under 17. But I didn't get really involved here.
I bet South Florida, obviously above 17.
Yeah.
16.5, no interest. Brad S. Thoughts on Penn State over 55.5? I never got there, but I certainly would lean that way. what's going to be their mentality?
What
I mean, if he wants to cover, yeah.
I don't know. Kent State has reached a level that even in like the LOL Kent State days that I didn't know was possible. They're like a below average FCS team at the moment. So
yeah, they are.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think they're going to score. So it's all.
I don't think so either. Right. There. It's just so now
I can be happy 50-0, 49. At that line, 49-0. He knows the point spread. So
yeah, I agree. I got to bet.
You know what? Just a little bit
about this game, but we got to go to it because I'm best betting it.
All right.
Zach, give me Buffalo, Northern Illinois.
Yeah, I agree.
Return of the MAC. You know where I'm going, baby.
Yeah. I agree with this one. This one's live.
This one is live. And this one is live. And 13 and a half. I think that's one of the best numbers you can get. I bet some 14. I'm fine with it at 13 and a half too. Block that in, best bet. I think Buffalo. Listen, this is Northern Illinois. Everybody's riding high off the Notre Dame. Great victory, historic victory. This team, this is not a team who's going to get margin at 2 touchdowns of margin on the style they play. I just don't like it's a whole like we want to go slow tempo, run the ball, all that, like how they beat Notre Dame in a grinder. That's not the type of team you want to back as a 2 touchdown favorite. And Buffalo has just been better. A significant coaching upgrade. My boy Mo Linguist, you know what? Maybe you should go back. You know, it probably better served as a secondary coach. But I like what they've done in the coaching upgrade. They're better than advertised. I think they're live in this game, and I like it a lot at 13 or better. At 13 and a half, it's a fire. 14 a fire. 13 a fire. I like that quite a bit.
Good bet. Love that bet. Love it. Love it. I just was wondering where the no anti-Buffalo money this week. So that should tell you a lot. Greg, love the show. Hate the portfolio. Yep. Hate it. Hated that last pick on Buffalo. Hated it. Does Michigan State get back to +7, or do I just grab +6.5 while available? Ooh, I don't know.
This is a fascinating market game.
Yeah.
Red bandana week. Throw out the record books.
Is it red bandana game?
I believe so.
I can't bet Michigan State at that number then.
Michigan State, and again, Michigan State, I think we were wrong. They are improved, better in the season. I thought Jonathan Smith already doing his work. They've got some key injuries already on a team that does not have a lot of depth. So, but I mean, I'd lean that if it hits 7, snap it up because I think there'll be a lot of. You'll be after watching the screen on that one because I think you'll have buyers at 7.
I did bet Michigan State, number not available. Did bet under as well. Number no longer available. Probably some correlation there. But I didn't know it was red bandana. Oof, that's pretty big there. Kyle in the chat, San Jose State tonight. Yeah, I lean that way. We saw a little bit of money, come in on Washington State though. Where you at there?
I filled some 12 for a guy I bet with earlier today. But I'm not in love with it personally. I just think this Wazoo defense I don't like laying that kind of number. And San Jose State, they've been better than I thought this year.
Much better than I thought. They haven't played anybody, but they took care of business in all 3 games.
Yeah. So I kind of lean the other way. I like San Jose State.
Agree. If it ever got to 14, who knows with the market? That's best bet material there. I don't think we're going to see it again.
So Sellers is announced out, and the chat says, but I thought that was pretty.
I thought it was already baked in a little bit.
Like it's news, but this was pretty kind of known for the week.
I just. What's it down to now? 26, 25?
There's some, 26 and a half. I see 125 and a half. Some 27. So
total's awfully low.
I think Akron's defenses, and I think the South Carolina.
That's what I mean. I'm kind of leaning over. Akron's defense no good. I mean, they gave up 49 to Rutgers.
I agree with you.
There must have been someone gave out the under because it moved 3 points the other day. I didn't get. I just think that's low. And then if South Carolina's sleepy, I mean, on defense, they might give up a score or something. I don't know. I'm not involved. Are you involved, side or total yet?
No, but I might be here soon.
Oh, so South Carolina?
I mean, I would lean that way and with you on the over now in terms of if I get a flat 41, I'm in.
Yeah. That's I'm looking that one ticks down any further. That'll be a tout service release. Ethad, Army -6 Rice. Where you at on this one? I bet Army early in the week.
Ugh, Rice is oh boy. I swung and a miss on Rice last week. And I tell you, they look now, granted, this is a much different
Rice outright.
Yeah, dogs barking. much different. I mean, they were out athleted versus Houston and out talented in that game. Totally different here.
You see that number?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I mean,
numbers matter. That's why I said whoa. Rice sucks. They're awful. They got out athlete against Houston. I know. Nothing to do with them.
That lead in, and I give you a best bet on Rice.
That's how much numbers matters, folks. I mean, they suck. I hate this team, this and that. 7.5. Give me Rice.
Yeah, oh man.
Are we best betting it or no?
I mean, God damn it. Yeah. Zach, right. I'm betting it on my phone as we speak. I don't think Rice is any good, but I can't get to 7.5 here.
I can't
Army.
Get there either.
That
I bet Army early in the week, but I can't get above 7. I thought, I'm in the 4 range. So there you go. This leads in well. Touchdown, my pants. Mississippi State money line. Has to be in the money line round robin, right? Without further ado.
Without further ado?
Without further ado, let's get to the money line round robin. That's what people have been waiting an hour for, not to see my ugly mug.
Chad's begging us not to take Rice. Too late, baby. I'm in again. This is the new Kent State. Rice is the new Kent State. I'm going to keep going to the well. I don't know who they play next week, but we'll be getting a great numbers when they don't cover this week. Zach, fire me up, baby, on the money line round robin. Oh, yeah,
there
know who was in there. Listen, numbers-wise, do I think there's like if you just played this game, are they terrible? Yes. Is it potentially that Florida has quit and doesn't show up? Yes. So I mean that's the ultimate game you want in a round robin, right? It's a high variance game, a bunch of different outcomes. Wouldn't surprise me if Mississippi State lost by 30. Wouldn't surprise me if Florida didn't show up and lost by 30. Home game here for Mississippi State. I like them better. I mean, after that Toledo. So, yeah, put them in the round robin. JMU, listen, I'm not a North Carolina believer. I know me and BP had to add on this one. I don't believe in what they have going. Thinks James Madison is, again, a little bit of a variance game here. The way North Carolina has to win, too, is like all on the ground where, hey, we're going to play ugly football. We're not going to throw it. Leads to a little bit more potential there for the dog. Scroll down, Zach. Where we just talked about it. Buffalo 365. That one's coming down because the odds are we're losing, blah, blah. We're going underwater here because we're betting Buffalo and that's reacting by it. That is,
I don't think we're underwater and 119 to 1 odds.
Yeah, but I know we were 136 to start the show. But that one, I tell you what, for as far as a double-digit money line dog of the week, that is one I really like this week in terms of a live, just the way Northern Illinois plays. Think Buffalo's better than advertised, and I had to throw him in there. Listen, I think we are just diametrically opposed in this game. I think Florida Atlantic got right last week versus FAU. I just think the only unit in this game that I think is any good is the FAU defense. And I'm not buying it with Connecticut. Give me FAU on money line. There's our 4 money. Let's 0 for 4 last week, 3 for 4 week 1, 3 for 4 week 2, 0 for 4 swing and a miss last week. Let's get back a couple of juicy prices in there. I'll take 2 for 4, 3 for 4. One of these, we're going to get him on 4 for 4, baby.
Yeah, if we get, I hope it's 3 for 4 this week for personal reasons.
If you are in the U.S. right now, it's not available in Canada, and you pull up your mobile, should be on web as well. Hit the books parlay, pre-built on the FanDuel app. You will see it there. It says hit the
Pre-built
books
on
parlay.
the app. Why don't they?
Pre-built in there. Yeah.
You know what? They should. When are we getting on with Kay Adams or on they're put our parlay on there, but they won't get me on with Kay.
Is she your type?
I think she's everybody's type. I got it. I mean, is she not your whose type wouldn't she be?
Yeah, a little too thin for me.
Right? I hear you there. They're the Midwest country in the show coming out here. So yeah,
it is a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah. ECU. We got to talk ECU Liberty. People keep asking.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. What's another embarrassing performance by me, giving out East Carolina? Obviously, the all-everything cornerbacks out for ECU. And I think the other thing that happened last night, the loss to App State doesn't look too good after they failed to cover by 6 touchdowns. So market son, and I'll agree, markets appropriately, but betting Liberty today.
Yep.
But I'll tell you this. Had I not given out this similar to LSU, if it was sitting here on a Friday and I was looking to give out plays, East Carolina probably at 7.5 I'd be interested in. LSU at -21-ish, I'd be interested in. So I wasn't betting the other side. Where are you at here? You like Liberty? It was an anti-Liberty play to begin with.
I agree. When it got down, if you told me like -5, 5.5, where it got for a bit, then sure. But I'm with you now. I wouldn't lay it at 7.5. Because I think there is some potential. East Carolina, the offense comes together one of these games. They have not been efficient at all, but I think there's some possibility it comes together. Liberty just, I don't know, man. Just doesn't look right so far this year. At least not what we expected. So maybe they get right and smash East Carolina here, but I don't know. I could never lay 7 right now with how they've looked so far.
Maybe this is the game. Jake Garcia doesn't throw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
So, and Cooley might not play for Liberty. I mean, he's a pretty good running back.
Yep.
Dane, super chat. $1.99. Was wondering if there's any Joey props I can fade.
I know. Listen, I know Dane a little too well here, and he's been. I meant to get Greg's redemption week after he got cucked on the Van Dyke play last week.
That was another bad beat for us. Jesus,
that was a real bad beat. I'll tell you what. During halftime tomorrow, this is a real professional teaser here. We'll have a Joey prop. I guarantee. Halftime.
And what is the halftime game? Have you decided? I've given you an hour.
I've decided. We're going with. Let's go NC State Clemson.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice because we can get a feel for the NC State backup. And who knows with Clemson? And someone was Charles in the chat. What do you do with Clemson after the funeral in Boone last night? Well, we seen it was started before the funeral. We saw some buyback on NC State.
Yep. I mean, and I can see it because that Clemson offense hasn't looked like that in 4 years since T-Law was running back. And so I think that had a little bit more to do with the App State defense. So yeah, CJ Bailey, with the way McCall was playing.
I told you about that Bailey. And at the time,
I know you did.
You can pull up the Saturday show. We do well. We don't do anything. We just we'll give out this and that. And then just the stuff we're talking about. I like North Dakota and the FCS. CJ Bailey. I like the kid. We should have looked up the odds. We could have had him in a comeback win. They were down at the time.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think he's better than expected. Couple more and then we're going to shut it down. Knish has got to go. He's got a corporate meeting. Cal, Florida State. That's getting a lot of play on Twitter and social media. I didn't bet side or total.
Game.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
I got nothing either. Got nothing.
I don't know.
I think it's a good game to in-game live. You'll know if Florida State's got it or not immediately.
Good call.
New Mexico over. A little bit under money. Certainly New Mexico money in the market. To me, it's correlated, though. I mean, if you're betting New Mexico, you're rooting for points because they haven't shown the ability to stop anybody yet. So
right.
59.5. I got to tell you, one or two more ticks down, the old BP service giving out over. I haven't seen anything that tells me New Mexico games aren't over.
Yep.
The only thing that kind of stopped it last week, there was a big rainstorm in the middle of the second quarter last week against Auburn. The middle 20 minutes of that game was dead, and then it still went over. We hit the Penn State game from Brad. RW Fan 23, South Alabama over 6.5 wins. It is back from how they're playing the last couple weeks.
It is back.
Keep in mind, this was a late scratch nobody had. That Lopez kid didn't play the Ohio game.
Yeah.
Hey, BP, people are saying Notre Dame minus 27.5, the best bet on the board this week. What say you? Well, I got a guy I'm looking at right now. It says no way. So we went head to head on that one.
That's traded. That's kind of gone back and forth between 27.5, 28. So a lot too. I think there was some 28.5 for a minute.
Yeah. I kind of lean over though too. We'll see. The big play will be next week, Louisville against Notre Dame. Action Sports Central. Should we be looking at betting Georgia -2 now? Don't you see this line going to 3? I think it already went to 3 at Circa. They were taking $20,000 a pop. I think it started at pick. I think it's 3 now. Where you at on this one? I know we'll talk about it at length next week. I don't know. Georgia 1 to 2.5 is where I'd put it.
Yep, I agree with you. I tell you, I'd be interested in some Bama at 3.
Agree. So I think it's going to be close. If you had to ask me right now, you can put me on this. Georgia 1 to 2.5 is where I'll close. Drew, we appreciate you being a new member. I'm trying to see if anything else. You got anything else? Any closing thoughts? You want to go through best bets? Did we miss anything?
I didn't. No, I think that was. I had a couple that I run. The Buffalo one really wanted to go, and then we'd be ready for the live tomorrow, baby, and bounce back. Hate the portfolio. Hate the portfolio.
Speaking of the portfolio, if you could, Zach, just bring it up real quick. We'll recap it. There you go. You the man. We had to play a number on Rice. Folks got to play 7.5. I mean, that's a low total. Numbers mean more with low totals. Obviously, we had Houston earlier in the week. We got Memphis -9.5. That was on today's show. Buffalo +13.5 live. LSU, a ridiculously terrible pick by us. But I still like it. I think they win by 5 touchdowns. Under, that's got some nice CLV there in the Duke Middle Tennessee game. That was on Monday's show. TCU, not so much CLV there. I do like TCU to win that game. Tulsa was today's show. So we gave out a lot today. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This was worth it. And then, of course, your money line round robin. Boom. And then did we delete my favorite thing? That's okay if we did.
It's our
okay. It's up there.
We got to get these to survive to Saturday, at least for a little sweat here.
I had App State. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. No wonder. I was getting chirped on Twitter last night.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I getting chirped? I knew I bet App State. I didn't know why I was getting chirped. Now I know why. Oh, my God. No more. Okay, new rule. No more Thursday and Friday games from BP. We can't. I mean, what a joke I am. Weekend. We might even have you get involved on that. I am a total joke right now, to say the least. But what isn't a joke is obviously the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer extraordinaire Zach Phillips, and especially you, the listeners, the viewers, the people in the chat, comments, concerns, questions. We'll get more of them tomorrow on the halftime show. Keep in mind, NC State Clemson kicks off at noon. ABC. Make sure you're tuning in for that one at halftime. We'll be back with that. Again, you just watched Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel.